Ladies and gentlemen, traders right around the world, thanks for joining me in this special weekend market update. I've just finished recording the pro analysis class, and it's come to my attention that there's a very big underlying theme, not only with the market, but with also many of our top 12 individual trade lists. It's not only exclusive to our top 12 individual trade lists. That list, of course, is on the left-hand side of my screen. It's also very current amongst many of the stocks traded out there across all three of the US markets. That fact or that theme is what we call bearish divergence. Now, when we speak about bearish divergence, it occurs on really three levels. It occurs on the daily, it occurs on the weekly, pardon my writing, and it also occurs on the monthly. Now, the bigger time frame that we move and see these divergent signals, the stronger that signal actually is. So when we start looking at the markets, the US markets, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and I just bring up the MACD, we start looking at divergent signals. This is a weekly divergence on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I'm just going to hide the annotations on my screen just so you can see what I'm looking at. Now again, we're still making a series of higher highs, higher lows across the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We're starting to see divergence on the MACD. You can start to see some very, very important and significant sell signals taking place on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We only need to go back as far as 2007 to see the same types of divergent signals on the weekly. You can see price making a series of higher highs, higher lows, but the MACD is starting to get a series of lower highs and lower lows. We are just starting to set that up as at today or as at a couple of weeks ago. The next time when we zoom out to see where that other or that most recent signal was, we have to go back to 2000. Look at divergence setting up. Let me just zoom back in so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Going back to 2000, the dot-com bubble, look at divergence setting up in price. We started to make a series, or at least change from a series of higher highs to consolidation before the pattern, or at least the bottom of the market, absolutely fell out. You can see the market absolutely sell off right now. Now, if I go back to the current time, let me just change to my chart. Let me bring it back a daily. I need to fast forward. We're back in February 2008. Let me fast forward to October 2014. Let me bring back on the annotations. It doesn't take much to start looking for stocks, or at least just analyzing stocks and seeing divergent signals taking place on not only the daily, but also on the weekly and also on the monthly for some of these very prominent companies. What I can do very, very quickly without going into any analysis really, other than the fact of just bringing up divergence, is that if I change to my divergence indicator and start looking for stocks, this is simply on a weekly chart. Now, Apple has just confirmed since 2012. So those people who love Apple, believe Apple is the greatest company to ever exist and that it's going to 1,000, be very, very careful on your current trading plan. There's no divergence on Amazon. Let me have a look at AXP. AXP looks as if it's starting to top. It's not only topping, but on a weekly, it's making a head and shoulders chart topping pattern. Have a look at Baidu. Baidu doesn't give us divergent signals, but you can see the sell signals being generated. Have a look at Caterpillar. Caterpillar looks as if it's terminally reversing as well. FAS, not so much because it's only an ETF. Look at Google, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at the MACD taking place on the weekly when you compare the highs in price. The same is true when we move into JPM. So when you see the financial institutions, people or institutions which drive the economy starting to sell off, starting to confer at least sell signals, you need to be very, very careful in the direction which you trade the market. Netflix, again, absolutely beginning to tank. A lot of these companies are reporting earnings. That is going to, of course, influence the next price or the next price movement. Starbucks, tanking as well. I want you to pay very, very close attention to these stocks. XOM making that higher high, divergence setting up. Look at Tesla, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of my favorite stocks for divergence at the moment. We've got a high, higher high, a third higher high, but look at the MACD weekly divergence. It's giving us a fresh sell signal. This could be at least a retracement in price, if not a full-on reversal. We have a head and shoulders chart topping pattern. We have a breakaway gap, increasing volume. I mean, get into our pro analysis class if you're not already in it. Have a look at the stocks which we speak about and the trade setups which I convey to students each and every week. If you know anyone else who is looking to trade the market, who is active in the market but isn't seeing profitable results week in, month out, have a look at our pro analysis class. Send me an email at success@pivotpoint-trading.com. Get in contact with me, and it can get you into this class ASAP so you can start learning how to set yourself up to make money if in fact the market is changing a terminal trend reversal from a primary bullish trend which we established in 2009 from the bottom of the GFC to what could be a new sell-off, or at least the bear market being ushered in for 2015. All the best, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you take these words into account. I'm not saying it for the fact of or for no reason whatsoever. I'm saying this because this is a very genuine threat that we can see across the market and also being displayed in many of the prominent drivers across all three of the US markets. All the best, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all on Monday for more market updates. Goodbye.